cannot find or get harassed or something.
I suggest we get the hell out of here as quickly as possible.
I just want a good pair of boots. Just good pair of boots.
You could take a pair of the boots off of it. There's some good walking boots on these two corpses in the tower.
And a
They're
dagger?
humans. Sure, there's a dagger as well.
Oh, hey, Dave?
Mm-hmm.
I probably shouldn't even bring this up. I should just assume, but I still have my spell components pouch, right?
You probably do not. I would say probably not.
Would I have seen anything else similar to it around here?
Not where you're at now, no. No, these guys, basically what's in the tower is basically a couple bows, a couple daggers, and that's about it, and the leather armor.
Anything I could use as a focus?
Nope, they are totally fresh out of orbs right now. I think what is your... You get an orb as a focus? No, there's no...
Well, I can use a lot
orbs.
of things as a focus.
I will turn round to the monk. And I will give him a healing potion.
I'll answer that in just a second, Utah Jarhead.
Right, not the extra healing one, the normal one, and I'll just say, drink this, you look in bad shape, so...
If the Utah, the way it... Give me
I'll
one
hand
second,
him over the
guys.
healing potion.
The way
Sorry.
that it works, Utah... No, you're fine, I'm sorry. Utah, the way it works, spell component pouch has all your components in it.
I'm a little bit at a loss.
Like,
I don't know
the tit's hair or the
what
cat's
Misty
eye
can
or
do to-
whatever.
Fire.
Now,
or
if you have
Sorry?
the focus,
do we set this thing
you don't
on
have to have the
fire
spell
or
pouch.
not?
But
No, let's
if
don't get the ants stirred
if
up.
there's something
Yeah,
that has
I think while we've got
Let me get out of the channel for a
element
second.
of stealth, I think we should use it as good as...
if there's something that actually needs a monetary spell component, like the 1,000 gold piece focus gem or the 10,000 gold piece gem for a resurrection or something, I'm just, if it has a monetary value to it, you have to have that component. If it doesn't have a monetary component, if it just says like witch's titty hair, or if it says something like that, or the eyebrow of a dog, then that's where the focus or the spell pouch satisfies that requirement. So there you go. Sorry to say witch's titty hair, but that's just the first thing that came to my mind. So sorry about that, everybody.
There he is.
It's okay, mate.
Yeah, everything was good. So you guys are all back together. You've got some shoes
Hey.
on now, Misty, and
I think we need to make haste and get away from this camp as quickly as possible and head quick as we can back to Greenest. Dave, did you hear that I was going to give the monk a healing potion and basically tell him to drink it because he looks in pretty bad shape?
yeah, he is definitely in pretty bad shape,
Right,
and
okay.
he does thank you. He does also consume the potion.
Oh, no problem.
He's
Thank-
traveling pretty well, but he tells you that he's not traveling to what he's normally able to. I mean, obviously he looks pretty bad.
That's
Alright.
fair enough.
So you guys get away. You guys actually make it away from the camp.
We want to hit the equipment cache on the way out as well.
Okay, so you guys make the round. Everybody gets their equipment back. Misty, what did you leave in the bushes? Because I know, remember when you guys changed in the bushes? What all did you? I mean, what did you leave there, Guy? What did you leave there?
That's just it. That's why I took the stuff out of the tower. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look at you.
I sort of was running a temperature, so I don't quite remember that night too well. I probably would have put anything of value that I would have been afraid to lose there, but nothing
Yeah.
that would make me completely disarmed.
Yeah,
I mean, would you have had your robes on underneath the cultist robes, or?
I didn't. No, I just had the cultist robes on, so I probably
Yeah.
would have left my clothes behind.
and then they ripped the robes off of her, and that's when she was like,
Yeah.
She had
That's
And
why
the
I was
nod.
so down to
potato
my
sack.
She's in the
skivvies.
nod.
She was in her skivvies then after that. So I would say you probably had your weapon with you, but everything else, like all of your money and stuff, I would probably be safe to assume you left all that stuff back at the hiding spot. Guy, I'm sure you probably had, your bow and probably a quiver with you as well. So because you guys were trying to fit in and look like guards, so we'll say that
Yes.
you guys don't
So
have weapons,
We've captured.
but you have everything else.
There were bows and arrows up there in that guard tower.
There's short bows. Yeah, there's some short bows, and
I
each guard had a quiver.
I'm taking
as
a
well.
short bow and quivers.
Okay, sounds good.
Any weapons that I would have seen that I would have taken?
Dagger.
Definitely a dagger if there was one.
There were
Rurakton's.
two. Can you two-hand it, or is that not good?
No, it looks like Misty was originally equipped with a crossbow, a dagger, and a quarterstaff.
So
So
what did you take with you? Your quarterstaff, or
Oh, into the camp?
yeah?
I would have taken one of my daggers into the camp with me.
Okay, then you lost your dagger, and whatever else you brought with you. Same with you, Guy. You would probably have lost your bow, probably a dagger. So there you go. You guys didn't lose everything, just whatever you guys walked into the camp with. So
Okay.
because they took it from you.
Okay.
Let's
After
head to
you
the cache
told them
and,
that they
and
needed
put
more
ourselves back
leadership.
together.
That was actually pretty funny, Guy. That made I actually facepalmed myself when you when you said that.
I've heard from a lot of people about this already,
It was
and
funny.
I'll be doing artwork featuring Dave at some point in the near future.
Oh, nice. So as you guys are starting to get out of earshot, all of a sudden, you start to hear those drums beating, and you hear a couple horns. And these are the horns that were up in the tower. So you guys actually got away just in time.
Me too.
And this has probably been about 20 minutes or so now since you guys climbed up the embankment and you guys killed the guards in the tower. So, and Leeson turns to you and he goes, "I think hanging the dead corpse up on the pole really bought us some time, my friends."
Excellent. We're going to beat feet, and we're headed towards greenness, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, full retreat.
I guess you guys are going to push through the night.
We have the information we need for Green Hill. Let's North Hill. Let's get it on. Let's go find North Hill and
North Hill.
and give him the news.
All right. So you get back to Greenest. The sun is starting to come up now. You guys have traveled all throughout the night. It is early morning. The guards hail you as you get to the west side of the center keep. It looks like, as the sun is starting to come up, you can see a lot of progress has actually been made here in Greenest. A lot of the roofs are being repaired. There's lots of piles of burnt wooden tiles and whatnot, and it looks like it's made a lot of progress from when you guys have left, because it's pretty much been almost 2 days now since you left. So I want to say congratulations. You guys are level 3 now. So there you go, Misty. You got a level 3 character now.
Yay! I didn't die!
Not for lack of trying, though. Not for lack of trying.
I had a really ugly week hanging on that stake. I want you to know.
I know, I didn't want to think about it.
You guys, when you guys get back, Nessim also greets Leeson, and that looks like they embrace one another.
Didn't he promise us something? I think he promised us something.
A lot of gold.
Who promised you what? You guys remember?
He promised
Lisa,
us
there was a
250 gold per person.
Nighthill, yes,
Nighthill
250
did.
each.
So that's the first thing you guys are doing is just barging right in and saying, "Where's my 250 apiece?"
No, we're barging in,
No.
bringing him information he paid us for.
Correct.
Where's my money?
All right, so you guys get in. Looks like breakfast is starting to. Looks like it's almost ready.
Bacon.
Yeah,
Ooh,
lots of bacon again.
Bacon.
Bacon.
There's this like mush type of white gritty stuff as well in a pot.
Porridge.
Could be porridge, could be grits. One of the thing. So you guys start to you guys start to eat. You know, the monks are all there. So Leoson's there, Nessim's there. You guys sit down. Actually, Nessim is on about his third plate already, and he gets sick and has to excuse himself for a second and comes back to the table. And the governor comes out. And he goes, "Oh, I didn't know that you guys were back so soon." He goes, "Actually, it's been a couple days." He goes, he tells you, well, actually, he says, "Have you found anything out about the camp? I see that we have a new visitor with us this morning," and he actually introduced himself as Leoson. The governor introduces himself as well, and the governor asks if you have found out any information about the camp.
First
There are a
off,
lot of people in it.
on the way to the camp, we found a couple different locations where artifacts that belong to Greenest residents, more than likely, are stowed away, and we'll pass on that information to him.
Oh, about the nursery? Yeah, that's...
Wait,
Does-
nursery?
No, there's the loot that was in where the mimic was that those guys had, and there's also the stash that we had
In the
Where-
small cave.
in the small cave, yeah, with the two normal chests that we battered the hell out of. That we'd kind of found
Yeah.
some stash, some personal effects in there. But are we in Nighthill's office at the moment? Is this like
Actually, he's at the table with you right now.
yeah, well,
And Escobart. And Greenhill
Yeah.
actually looks over at you and basically tells Escobart that he has something for you, and he basically tells you that the dwarves that were found in the tunnel, they look to be of Duergar descent, and how they got into the tunnel, he has no clue. But they were buried in the graveyard. They were given a proper burial, and he says, even if they were Duergar.
even the dark ones deserve a proper burial.
Aye. And he's like ripping into like a haunch of meat off the bone, like grease dripping down his face and his beard and everything. Ugh.
I'd
He
say
goes
to
back to
Nighthill that if we're going to give you the details of what we found, I feel it's best that we do this in private rather than round the dinner table where there's plenty of eyes and ears.
Aye.
I think
Alright.
some of this information should be for you and you alone.
Okay. So you guys, about another half an hour goes by. You guys have your meal, have some good food, some good drink, and he asks you to come back into the center structure within the keep itself. And he basically brings you to his quarters and asks you what you found out. And Leoson is actually with you as well.
Well, we found out they have 100 kobolds.
It's the
and
KFC
100 more
buffet, bigger.
Variety creatures there. Human, dwarf, half-dragons, dragonborns.
They've been hiring up all the local mercenaries for raiding to bring back treasures. Leoson's actually been embedded with them longer than we saw them for, and he can provide probably more detailed information as to the whys their actions were what they were than we can.
Oh, he tells you that they are planning a return of the queen, of their queen, and he says their queen is Tiamat, and the governor has like a look of shock, like, did you just say that? And then Leosin tells you that that's why they've been raiding all of the surrounding villages, because they're looking for tribute to actually awaken her, and all of the purple robes from around the area are taking this tribute and giving it, to the dragon, and that's why it's been accumulating in that cave. But then again, that's when Leosin also mentions that there is a brood of dragons being raised as well, not far from here, and that does not bode well for Greenest, nor the other towns as well.
I'll give him, tell him that the cult leader's a woman named Resmir, and that there's lieutenants. There's Cyanrath, which is the half dragon that challenged the keep before they left, and a woman a woman called the woman called Fularn Mondes?
Frularn, yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Frularn, yep. Mm-hmm.
And they seem to be in charge, but the cult leader seems to be this Resmir.
Yeah, basically Resmir's one, and this is what Leosin tells you. Resmir is in control of everything, and then Frularn answers to Resmir, and then basically the half dragon Landradrosa answers to Frularn, but controls the camp as well. But yeah, the nursery is bad news. I mean, it is the cave. Like I told you, all of the leaders were going in and out of that thing all the time, and it's actually got word of that's what the kobolds and the other cultists call it the nursery. And she plans to raise a brood of dragons. What kind? Leosin doesn't know, but it probably has to do something with the colors of Tiamat herself.
And you saw how much damage one dragon did to this keep. A full flight of them. That would be devastating.
It would be devastating for the entire Sword Coast. And,
yep.
and Leosin said there's a number of problems that's going on currently all throughout the coast with dragons, and that's why the major cities like Neverwinter and Waterdeep and Baldur's Gate, they're having problems with these dragons, and the smaller towns like Daggerford and Greenest, they're the ones that are suffering because there's no militia presence from the larger cities anymore, because they're off doing other things. So now, the goblinoids, the dragonkin, they're all running rampant, and they're really not being challenged anymore.
We're going to give Nighthill a sketch map showing him the location of the base camp that we were in, and we're also going to tell him that Leosin had indicated to Misty and I that Green Nest was definitely in danger.
Again, they reckon if there's anything left to loot, they'll be back again. So they want this keep.
It's possible, but now Leosin said that plans could possibly change for the cult now. Leosin. He tells the entire table, he was actually a big target, a big threat. And with this threat now not within their grasp, plans could actually now change for the entire cult from, Reslin all the way down.
So how are you a big threat exactly?
Because of the knowledge that I know. I mean, basically, one of the ones that found out that this tribute is being, given to try to bring Tiamat back, and to unite and bring death to not only the land of Faerun, not the Sword Coast, but the entire land of Faerun and the entire world.
So who would you be giving this information to that we could possibly stop this?
Well, I'm going to have to rest for several days. I need to. I am in no shape to travel. I really did not want to leave, but in my condition, I would have probably ended up dead about this time, actually. And now, the sun is coming up and everything, so, Leosin says I'd probably be dead right now if it wasn't... I would have tried to escape by myself, but with your assistance, it's actually... given me life, and I'm able to live today and from here on out.
Okay, well,
I would like to ask Leosin, given the current progress towards their goal that the cult is making, if he has any idea of a time frame that we need to be prepared in or prepare for. To how much time do we have to take care of this problem?
Leosin tells you that we probably have at least a couple days. He doesn't think that Greenest will be attacked again. Like Leosin said, he thinks that plans could possibly change now for the cult.
So what would be their target now?
He doesn't.
well, I think the fact that we now know where their camp is and Leosin's now date, especially, and well,
the main problem are those
Misty
dragon eggs. That's
Yeah.
And Leosin says that is the problem. That hatchery that they have inside, that nursery or hatchery they have, that is the problem. That is going to be the problem. Comic X Gamer, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate it.
So, okay, I have a question for him then.
But we're going to have a couple days to rest, gather our strength, and then hopefully by then we should know something else. I am going to send Nessim out to try to get some information, and hopefully by the time that I'm rested, we should know a little bit more.
Were you in how long were you in the camp as a prisoner?
About a day. I was captured here in Greenest during the assault that night.
Okay. Dang. I was trying to figure out how empty their camp gets when they go out on a raid.
Oh, when he was taken there, it was darn near empty. There were maybe several groups of kobolds, and that was it. There was a guard at the... When he actually got back, well, actually, he was brought to the camp. That was like the first wave that was actually back from the raid. And when they got back to the camp, when he got back to the camp, there was really nothing there. And the only thing that there was a small contingency watching the cave, and there were several small groups of kobolds running around the camp. But other than that, it was pretty much emptied out.
How small of a contingency?
And the
guarding
hunters.
cave?
He saw some hunters as well. Now that he thinks about it, he goes, "Oh yes, the hunters as well." Now do what now, Silverclaw?
How big was that small contingency?
Of what? The guards?
Yeah.
Not more than 3 or 4, maybe half dozen. But they were coming in and out of the caves, so...
Well, if they're gonna strike soon, we can't go back to the camp and wait until they leave for another raid and then try to get into the cave that way and destroy the dragon eggs.
he's. You're talking about the cult. The cult is not going to destroy the eggs.
No, us. We're going to go back, wait for them to empty out the camp, and then sneak in, kill off the guards, destroy the eggs.
That could possibly sound like a good plan, my friends. And that's what Leeson says.
That
And
could happen. But not before I get asleep.
Yeah, he needs to rest for several days. Also, he tells you that there is probably a fair amount of tributes, aka loot, that is in that nursery cave as well. What else is in there? Leeson just doesn't know. He knows that there's at least dragon eggs in there. And by the looks of it, they were taking that elk and antelope meat into that cave. They may have already hatched. Because they wouldn't be, Leeson, tells you that they would not be taking meat in for eggs.
Did you
unless
see
they're hanging it to dry. But he did.
And then they brought
that.
bones out. They brought bones out, didn't they?
Yeah, they
Well,
did. There was a
as-
small pile.
Blue Dragon could have been in there as well.
That's
Big
true
blue
as
dragon
well.
Could have been in there because we did not see a blue dragon in
Yeah.
the main camp.
Was,
Yeah,
was the entrance big enough for the dragon to get in?
It would have been a super tight fit, but
Right.
you
It
didn't
could
hear
have-
any
could be.
roars or anything. So, and I would have made that really distinctful to you as well if you would have heard like the roar of a dragon. You would have heard that.
A hurt dragon, remember?
Yeah,
With a big ballista bolt sticking out of it.
yeah. Or how about
Big
the one they
shock
killed
dojo.
on Acquisitions Inc.? There's a dead one with one of those little bolts in it.
Oh, roll 8,500 million D20 damage.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
whatever. Oh, Dave, love it. Let's finish this in 10 minutes, guys. Let's just start doing 800 bazillion damage every hit. Okay.
I destroy everything.
Right,
Yes.
okay, Dolph.
I pushed the I win button.
So what do you guys think? Man, there's a mess going on around here, isn't there? Holy shit.
I asked the
Yeah.
governor if he sent
this is
word
getting
to the what's
heavy.
the big city called? The Anos?
He has sent Waterdeep. There's Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate is actually a little bit closer than Waterdeep. Actually, Baldur's Gate's a lot closer. He sent correspondence and messengers to both Baldur's Gate and Waterdeep, but like he had said, he hasn't heard back from them just because of there's a lot going on here on the coast.
Well,
Probably busy-
what about
prob-
the city we were going to?
You were
At
going
the
to
beginning of
Omn.
this. Yeah, wasn't
Yeah.
that a big city?
It's a growing metropolis. Yeah, it's not like a Waterdeep, but it's getting there. It's growing. There's a lot of adventures to the south. So, but it is growing. But it's not the metropolis as Waterdeep.